Hello everyone and welcome to the Australian Museum today for Dinosaur Day. I want lots of big waving and your biggest dinosaur roar to show me how excited you are. I want to hear you roar. Oh, you can do better than that everyone. I want to hear your best dinosaur roar. That is much better, everyone. Well, we are so excited to be here today to share Winnie the Muttaburrasaurus with you today and to celebrate Dinosaur Day, which is the launch of ClickFest Video Conferencing Festival. So all throughout November, there'll be lots of video conferences for you and your teachers to get involved in. But of course, my favourite is meeting Winnie and learning more about Australian dinosaurs. Because every time I do these sessions and I ask students like you, what's your favourite dinosaur? Someone always says T-Rex. I'm sure some of you are going to put your hand up and say, yeah, T-Rex is my favourite. But guess what, guys? There are so many amazing Australian dinosaurs that are so much more exciting than T-Rex. So today I'm here with my dinosaur wrangler, Melissa, from the Australian Museum, and she's going to be helping us learn more about Winnie, the Muttaburrasaurus. So everyone say, hello, Melissa. Hello. Do you want your biggest dinosaur roar too?
Biggest dinosaur? No, I want the best claws. The best dinosaur claws. Fantastic work. Well, I do have a friend to introduce to everyone. Sometimes she's a little bit shy. She's a very famous dinosaur these days. Her name is Winnie because she's named a place where she's found, a place called Winton up in Queensland. But Winnie's also found Muttaburrasauruses were also found in New South Wales. So she is currently the most well understood dinosaur that we have in Australia. So we thought it would be fantastic to have someone bring us a dinosaur called Winnie. And what they did was, let me just show you, I'll just grab it. Oh, they gave to me this egg. Okay, this one is a model of the egg that Winnie actually hatched out from, because dinosaurs are reptiles, so most of them will hatch from eggs. This is how big it is. You can see it's about as big as my head. But now when you see my friend Winnie, she's 3 years old and she's not going to fit inside her egg anymore. And what you're going to notice really quickly, I think, is that dinosaurs are different to people. Of course, that's silly, isn't it? But they have to grow really fast, really quick, so that they can look after themselves. Because their mums and dads and aunties and uncles and grandparents, they're not really there for them most of the times. Because Winnie, she lived in a herd, so she would have had a little bit of care, but mostly she just had to wake up and look after herself once she hatched from that egg. Now let's have a look and see if Winnie will come on out for us. Let's see if we can call her. Can you all very quietly say, Winnie?
Yes. Yes.
Come on, Winnie. You can do it. Lots of Winnie want to meet you. Come on, Winnie.
Do you think she's a dinosaur?
Oh, see how tall she is? Get your head down a bit so you can say hello to everyone.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, come back a few steps, girl. That's it. I don't know. Can you see how beautiful she is? There she is.
Yeah. She's giving her a
So Winnie is 3 years old and she lives here at the Australian Museum. Now, if we could open up her mouth, that's it. You've got to get your head down low, girl. Down low. All right. Well, hang on. We're going behind here. Oh, if we open up Winnie's mouth, you might be able to see her teeth that she's got inside there. Here's her tongue that likes to waggle around. Now, the teeth that she's got, they look like, you can tell a lot about a dinosaur from its teeth, what they eat. We might have to see if we can offer her a few bits of food to see what she eats. Shall we do that? Oh, Winnie says yes.
Yeah.
Let's see. I'll just get it. Winnie, bring your back around a bit for me. That's it. Take the banner with you. Let me get her tail around. Come on, back up, girl. Back up. Back up. There we go. Now stop there. Let's have a look and see if Winnie is a meat eater. Let's have a look. Let's see. I happen to have some very tasty drumstick here. Have a sniff, Winnie. Like that? Oh, no, she doesn't want to have meat. Let's have a look and see what else she might like. Let's see if she likes to eat leaves. Oh, don't take my hand as well. Oh, Winnie. Oh, she's such a messy eater. Such a messy eater. I know. What do you think? What do you think, kids? Is she a meat eater or a plant eater? I think she's a plant eater. Put your hands up in the air if you think she eats plants, or your hands on your head if you think she eats meat. In the air for plants or on your head for meat? Yeah, that's right. She likes to eat plants. She's a herbivore. Give me those.
She's not a meat eater. Down on your knees.
We can't. Oh, no, bring that. No, can't come back there. Come back. Come back over here, girl. Come back over here. Now, this beautiful snout that Winnie has helped her when she lived up in Queensland. It wasn't warm like it is today. It was a bit colder. And scientists, we think that this big bump on her nose actually helped her warm up the air before it went up and down into her lungs. So she's got a very big snout, which is fantastic for sniffing. But the teeth that she has are like shears, like big scissors. And they just would chop the plants that she could eat. Some of them other dinosaurs couldn't eat, but Winnie was very lucky. She also has this great big gut here. No offence, girl. She has this great big gut here, and she's a bit ticklish sometimes. And in this gut here were some very special parts in there that allowed her to digest plants that other dinosaurs couldn't eat. It would have made them sick. So she's a really well-designed dinosaur, perfect for the Australian habitat that she lived in. Now, as Karen said before, we're finding lots and lots of dinosaurs at the moment up in Queensland. And there's a place called the Australian Age of Dinosaurs Museum, and they are friends of ours as well, and they have discovered 6 new species of dinosaurs. So Winnie might have some friends soon to come and say hello to you. She's got one called Banjo, who's an Australovenator, but Winnie's our favourite because she's very gentle plant eater. When she's fully grown, she's not going to be able to fit in this room anymore. She's going to be nearly 7 or 11 metres long, depending if she's a boy or a girl. You pushing me around? You pushing me around, girl? She gets a bit cheeky. Give the guys a close-up look at your eyes so they can see how beautiful your eyes are. Switch cameras. You see how beautiful they are? Come over here. Down low, girl. Show them your beautiful eyes. Down low. Look at them places. Oh. Are you sniffing them? Are you sniffing them again? She wants to stretch her legs, I think, a bit. Careful of that tail, though, Karen. When she turns that tail, that's her defence as a herbivore. So as a herbivore, Winnie would have lived in a herd with other dinosaurs, the same species, and they would have been able to provide honking sounds to warn all the people, all the other animals in the herd if there were some predators coming. So can you give us one of your honks to say, careful, warning, someone's coming? That's right, and that would then travel through the woods or through the forest, or in this case through the jungles and the ice fields, and be able to warn the other dinosaurs nearby that there was a predator coming. Now the predators that she would have had would have been like Australovenator, who is kind of like a raptor but a little bit of a runner, and it's a brand new species of dinosaur, as well as Gigantosauruses, which were bigger than T-Rex, bigger teeth than T-Rex. I know you don't like to hear about them. Shh, it's all right. She gets a bit scared when we talk about carnivores. They're all herbivores, Winnie. They're all your friends. They're all your friends. Do you want to give them a big roar? She tries to sound scary, but I know she's not. Do any of you try to sound scary by making big noises? And we've got dogs. And do any of you have birds for pets at home? Can you put your hands on your head if you have a bird for a pet at home? Oh, there's quite a few of you. There's quite a few of you. That means that you guys have got a pet dinosaur. Because birds are the modern relatives of dinosaurs that we have today living. So if you've got a pet bird at home, you're crazy. You've got a pet dinosaur. I hope it's as well behaved as mine. We'll take you over here for a bit of a walk, girl. I'll stand back so you can see how gorgeous she is. Off you go, girl. You do your pirouette. Very nice.
Oh. Look at the camera. Yeah. We're just going to zoom into Winnie on this little camera.
Come down here, girl. That's it, down, girl.
A bit of a roar. Yeah. We're just going to switch over so you can get a nice close-up. Look at that. Right down the mouth. Can everyone do their best dinosaur roar with Winnie?
Take a step back, step back. Come on, do a step back. That's it. She's getting hungry again. I think I might have to feed her again, Karen. Is that all right?
I think we should.
All right, I'll get some plants for her.
Because if it's anything like you, she's ready for her crunch and sip today, isn't she?
Come on, here's your crunch. We'll give you a sit this way. Come on, come on. This way, girl. This way. Come on. Come on. Round here, girl. You're going to do a straight dash again, I think.
Okay.
Oh, here we go. She's gone. She's packed away. We'll just go and give her, we've put her in a nest, and so now she'll be able to have a little bit of crunch and sip, and she'll have a rest, and she's going to come out and visit some more kids this afternoon. Because she's so young, I have to give her a bit of a noonday nap, even though it's early in the morning. She doesn't really understand the time frame here, and because it's going to be such a hot day today in Sydney, we're going to have to keep her nice and cool. Come on, you want to give them one more kiss goodbye?
Here she comes.
Everybody give her a big roar back. Oh, that's great.
And everyone say, have a good sleep, Winnie.
Good night, girl.
Good night, Winnie. So Mel's just going to help put Winnie to bed, and then she's going to come back for questions.
All right, I'll go pack Winnie up. Here we go. Come on, girl, let's go to bed.
So that was so exciting to meet Winnie the Muttaburrasaurus. And as Melissa was saying, there are so many Australian dinosaurs that are still being discovered at the moment. And one of the areas that we pointed out before is up in Queensland at an area called Winton. Now, Winton is a really amazing place because of the amount of dinosaur fossils that are found. And there's an amazing man who started a museum called the Australian Age of Dinosaur Museum, and they are working with the community, and they're working with volunteers, and they're working with the museums and universities to help identify new species of fossils like banjo. Now, what I thought we might do is just recreate one of the most famous things from Winton, which is the Winton trackway.
Oh, okay.
So I need everyone to put their time travelling caps on, and we're going to go back in time. Everyone, go back in time to 110 million years ago.
Whoa.
And imagine that Winton was not the dry, arid area that it is today, but an open forest with a big lake.
Really big, really big, all the way.
And all animals need water to survive. So even though there would have been herbivores and carnivores in this location, they all needed to come to this one water spot to drink, to survive. So what they would be doing is keeping an eye out for other predators. So we've got this amazing trackway that are full of dinosaur footprints. So just imagine next time you're at the beach or on the edge of a river, when you're walking in the sand, that you leave your footprints behind. But imagine that you might have had a dog with you, or an adult and a kid, and those footprints are different sizes. So we have these trackways of little footprints going towards to have a little drink.
Because sometimes,
Going
Karen,
away.
people don't think about fossils as they just think of dinosaurs, but their whole habitat had the potential to become fossilized and to be preserved in the pages of the history, which is our Earth. So when sometimes, like Karen was saying, when you can walk along the dirt or the sand when it's a bit wet, you can make footprints. They can be preserved too. And that is a fossil that's called a trace fossil. It's a trace that something else was there. So we know, we can recreate the whole story, can't we?
I know.
It really is like time travel. I love it.
So we've got a little dinosaur, about the size of a chicken.
Yeah, a little bit bigger. Big chicken. Yeah.
Big chicken dinosaur. Do you remember its name?
No.
So I know one of the dinosaurs is called Winton.
Oh, Winton.
Winton.
No meowing.
But that was slightly bigger than a chicken. That was more dog size. So we've got several species of dinosaur over, and it could have been a day, it could have been a couple of days, but over a period where it hadn't rained, coming and leaving their footprints while they're having a drink. Then there was a much larger dinosaur, probably not quite as big as Winnie.
A little bit smaller than Winnie.
That their footprints are over the top of some of these little ones. But then, off in the distance, what did we hear?
Well, there's Winnie footprints as well.
And Winnie footprints.
Winnie footprints are there too. And then there was big stomping noises in the back.
Can everyone make some stomping noises? And a big roar! All of the other little dinosaurs. And everyone ran. And they were going so fast, there are footprints running in each direction. Oh, they're going this way and they're going that way. But over the top is the big carnivore's footprints. So they are able, 110 million years later, to look at this trackway of these trace fossils and recreate this moment in time where about 4 or 5 different species of dinosaurs were drinking at the edge of the lake and a predator came.
And they have got no pockets for money to go to the shops. Oh, there was no shops either. So they had to catch their own food and eat it. But what's so cool is that the scientists can work out how far each step was for the dinosaur. They can tell how heavy the dinosaur was by how deep the footprint was. And they could tell how far they could go if they were running or if they were just walking. So when you're out in the playground today, you might just have a look at how big your footstep is when you walk, and then have a look at how big your footstep is if you run. And I think you'll find it's a bit bigger. So we can actually recreate with a lot of accuracy the story of this, this stampede.
How many species, how many individuals, when they were walking towards the water and when they were running away from the predator.
Get away!
But I love talking about fossils, so we've got this amazing fossil find in Winton. But do you know what the most common type of fossils found of all different animals anywhere on Earth? I know, and it's a word that you're not usually allowed to say at school.
I know. Everything that eats has to do this, doesn't it?
Everything that eats has to do it, and it's the most common type of fossil. And it gives us so much information because we can find out what things they've been eating.
Should I get some fresh?
Oh, yes, please.
I've got some fresh.
Yeah,
I'll get some
we'll
fresh.
get some fresh. So this has a very fancy scientific name called a coprolite. And all animal fossils, once this thing has been fossilised, is called a coprolite, and we can find out what's inside it. But when it's fresh, what do we call it, everyone? You only be able to yell this out once in your life. We call it... Oh, excellent. Now, don't do this any other time in class. It is not allowed. But for this video conference, you are allowed to yell out the word. It's poo.
I've got some of Winnie's fresh poo here.
Here we go. We've got to zoom in because Winnie's been up to no good. There we go.
Oh, now we can...
Oh, it's stinky.
Oh. Now we can tell a lot by looking at Winnie's poo. We can see what she's been up to. And I don't know if you can see that little bit of purple and yellow there. That looks to me suspiciously like a chocolate wrapper. Winnie, lucky she's not here. I'm going to have to go and check my drawers. Sometimes at night she goes wandering around the museum and she goes into the drawers of our staff and she's found my chocolate stash, I think. I can also see some green here, which means that she's eaten someone's shirt. I can see bits of... What have you been eating? Oh, there's some plant. Good. I can see plant material in here. And I can see... Because poo is just the leftovers that our body can't use. So obviously Winnie couldn't use a chocolate wrapper, so that's come out as poo. So when we look at fossilized poo, the coprolites, we can do the same thing. We can have a close look at them and see what is actually in them, which tells us what the diet of those dinosaurs was like and what plants they were eating and if they're still around or if they've also become extinct. So there's so much we can tell by looking at the fossils and the remains of things that are extinct. So it's really exciting for us to learn more from paleontologists and for Karen to be doing these fantastic conferences and link-ups to share our information. I'm going to put this down because it's a little bit stinky. I think I should make Karen smell it first though.
Oh, I could smell it from over there. So you've got, even though we always think about big bones as fossils, we've got things like our footprints of our trace fossils, coprolites, which are the most common type of fossils, and that really help us learn so much about the animals and the plants that were around that time. So in coprolites, we might find of an animal that is a marine animal, we might find fish, we might find other sort of marine organisms. Now, if we're looking...
Shells, you can find the shells.
Exactly, ground up. And where we're finding the fossils might not be a sea or a lake or a river now, but if we find lots of coprolites that have marine animals, we know that we're either really close to an old ocean or sea, or they would, so the environment was different than it is today.
It really helps us with our time travelling to gather all those clues and the evidence. We're almost like crime solvers too, because we're working out what actually happened to that animal to leave it where it is, or how did those footprints get there. So we're like solving history.
Prehistoric
CSI, that's what we are. I'm going to need a new shirt.
We might need a new
shirt for that. And some big tongs.
So Melissa's going to stay with us for a few more minutes to do some questions. So those of us who've been joining through the live stream today, thank you so much for joining us today. And we'll be able to have this session up on our website to be recorded. And we're going to get our list of schools and hopefully have a chance for every school to ask a question. So first thing we're going to do is ask Shell Harbour Public School, if you can turn your microphone